Today being my birthday, the best way to celebrate my birthday is just making more money. And right now, I just want to take a trade that is on even odd market. But this time around, I want to trade using what you call the Vashuk. For those guys who really don't understand what is a Vashuk, Vashuk is a tool that helps you reduce the losses on real account by distributing those losses to a virtual account. Like you have to hit a certain number of virtual losses on a virtual account before the robot switches to real and execute a real trade. That will actually help you have minimal losses that is on your real account. For example, in this case, we are trading even. The robot will look for 3 consecutive virtual losses on even, then execute a real trade on even. Then in case you make a loss, the robot will switch to odd. Then it will have to wait for 4 consecutive virtual losses on odd, then execute a real trade on odd and give you the recovery. Then once you recover, the robot will go back to trading even. Then just in case you hit you hit some losses then recover, the best thing you can do is you can switch to a different. You just need to pause your trades because we have the pause and resume option, which is an amazing idea, because once you hit some losses and you feel like this volatility has some fluctuations, you can always pause your trade, then go to the market volatilities and switch to a different volatility, which will actually give you an easy time when it actually comes to a recovery. But don't worry, because I'm just going to show you how you can actually be able to do that just right now. Check out this. No best time to make money right now. Okay, so let's go. So just get on AI Traders, which is very simple. Just get on your browser and just search for AI Traders, this one, like that. Here it is, just open. Alternative, you can just get on your browser and paste this link, airtraders.co.ke. To log in, you just need to click this icon. Then in case you don't have a Deriv account, just sign up. Because I already have one, I'll just sign up. I'll just log in. So now we are being logged in. That is on AI Traders. There we are. So I want us to execute, that is some trades on even odd markets, and this time around we'll actually be using that is a Vashuk to actually make the entries. So just go to the advanced edit, scroll down, then you have this folder we call the striker. Just click on it. Then you have this robot we call even odd striking ego. Just click it to actually load. You can actually see it right here. So we only need to do the setup. Just click here. That is the global shared stop trading. We're gonna set this to how many? Let's set this to 4 consecutive losses. Then click there, target profit and stop loss guard. Then target profit we set up, that is $100. Stop loss we can set at 300. Then close that section. Market volatilities, you can use any. Let me use like 101S, then cancel that, then click there. Risk manager, based on how much should we stake? Let's take 35 USD. Okay, so that we can just take a few contracts and hit our target profit. Then click there. So this robot, so in case you want to do scalping, you just need to click the switcher and disable this icon. But personally, I want the robot to learn continuously. So when you are doing scalping, like you want, when the robot makes a win, you want it to stop. So I have only set up the stop trading, the target profit and stop loss, the volatilities, and the risk manager. So just click start to start the execution, and the robot will start executing virtual trades on even market. Once we hit 3 consecutive even virtual losses, the robot will switch to real and execute a real trade. Just wait and see. Then in case of a loss, the robot, no, it's a loss. So once you lose, the robot switches to odd. Then you have to hit 4 consecutive. Then the robot executes the recovery, and you can actually see that. Okay, we have already recovered, but we still on a deficit. Just wait and see. Let's wait and see what will happen next. So now we are trading. The robot has switched back to even. So we need 3 consecutive. Do you switch loss? Now it has switched to odd. Okay, the robot has already switched to odd. So we need now 4 consecutive virtual losses to execute the recovery. We need 4 consecutive virtual losses. Then the robot executes the recovery market. Okay, so you just need to be patient. So the moment you start making some, like you have already lost our first trade on even, second trade on even, So now after recovery, we will come back on this other side, then go to global shared. Then we have this part for the volatilities. We can try switch to a different volatility like that, close that. Seems that volatility, then you'll assume. So we had only paused the trade. It seems that volatility, there are some market fluctuations, okay? There you go. It's a win, good one. So in case you see given volatility is actually giving you some losses, what you do, you just need to pause your trades. Then you can actually, you go and switch to a different volatility. Then come back on this other side and resume. You can actually see this one is actually doing way more better. So it's actually something very simple. Yeah, and that's how we hit our target profit. So if you check here, the first volatility that we actually used here is my pen. This one, if you check here, we actually hit 3 consecutive partial losses, then switch to nil, we made a loss here. Then you can actually see we hit 4 consecutive, then we made 2 losses, then recovered. But now after this we switch to a different volatility, and you can no, this was still the same volatility. Yeah, okay, so we switched the volatility, and you can actually see we managed to make a recovery here. Then from there, if you check the trades that followed, you can actually see we were making wins. So in case a given volatility starts giving you losses, what you do, you just need to switch to a different volatility. You just need to pause your trades. That's the reason why we have a pause and resume button. So you just need to pause, go and change the volatility, then come back on this other side and resume your trades. So that's how we did it. Something very simple. We took 11 trades, 6 wins, and just that is 5 losses. If you check here, we made a profit of about 14,000. So if you check here, we said you only need to set up the stop trading, the target profit and stop loss. Then you just set up the volatility. Of course, under the risk manager, you set up the stake here. Of course, this is the martingale. We said in case you want to do scalping, just come to the market switcher and disable this option. Now, in case you execute a trade, once you make a win, the robot should just stop. Okay. So if you go to market 1, I'm just now trying to explain how the robot is actually trading. If you go to market 1 and go to trade definitions, you can actually see we are trading even. Now if you go to the Vashuk, you can actually see we need 3 consecutive Vashuk losses, then the robot will execute 1 trade on real. Now in case that trade is a loss, that's when the robot switches to market 2. Market 2, you can actually see we are trading odd. And the strategy that we are actually applying is this one: 4 consecutive Vashuk losses on odd, then the robot executes a trade on real. Something very, very, very simple. Yeah. Then how do you link market 1 and market 2? That's where market switcher comes in. Market switching is enabled. You can actually see we are using the recovery option. So what this means is that we are trading even. Then once we make a win, we are trading even. Once we make a loss, we switch to odd. Once we make a recovery, go back to trading even. Something very, very simple. Yeah. So you only need to set up these: stop trading, target profit, market volatilities, risk manager. Then in case you want to do scalping, just click here and make sure you disable this option. To always get these kind of amazing strategies and idea setups on how you can execute your trades, just click this icon, this one. Then you can join our WhatsApp channel, our Telegram channel. You can also visit our YouTube channel and watch our exclusive videos. And at least you'll be in a position to learn on how you can actually be able to execute your trades. So I need to take a screenshot of these, that at least naweza onyesha wasi how we actually did it. Something very amazing. Kitu moja safi sana. So in case you want to do scalping, like for example, we have already disabled that option. Once you click start and we make a win, the robot will just stop. Just wait and see. 3 consecutive virtual losses on odd. Ndio hiyo. So you can actually see the robot has already stopped. So once you make a win, the robot will just stop. Kitu moja rahisi sana. The last one, we just get to 150, then we can stop at that point. We need 3 consecutive virtual losses. Two. We need 3. No, yeah, boom, it's a win. And we can stop at that point. Kitu moja safi sana. We call it even odd striking ego. It's under the striker folder. Goodbye.